Listen carefully, because what I'm about to tell you will either wake you up or expose exactly why you've been stuck your entire life. You see, people talk about money, fame, power, but they never talk about time. And that's the biggest mistake most of you are making. Time is your most powerful weapon, and yet you treat it like it's infinite. You scroll, you waste hours doing nothing. You think you have tomorrow. You don't. The clock is your enemy if you don't control it, and your greatest ally if you do. Every second that ticks away is a second you will never get back. You can lose money and make it again. You can lose friends and replace them, but you lose time, it's gone forever. That's why winners move differently. That's why successful men seem cold, ruthless, and obsessed, because they understand time is the only real currency. You've got 24 hours, same as everyone else. The difference between you and the man you admire is simple. He respects his time. He doesn't sit there watching Netflix, scrolling TikTok, or gossiping about others. He uses every minute like it's his last. He wakes up early. He trains, he works, he builds, because he knows the clock doesn't care about your feelings. The clock doesn't wait for your motivation. The clock doesn't stop for your excuses. You think success is about being lucky? No, it's about discipline with time. Every man who built an empire did it by mastering the hours everyone else wasted. While they were sleeping, he was grinding. While they were complaining, he was learning. While they were partying, he was building his future. Let me tell you something. Time will expose you. If you're lazy, time will reveal it. If you're weak, time will crush you. But if you're relentless, if you respect every second, time will reward you with everything you've ever wanted. People say, I don't have time. No, you do. You just don't use it right. You're giving away your weapon. You're walking into battle unarmed, wondering why life keeps beating you. You want freedom? Control your time. You want power? Command your time. You want success? Protect your time like it's your life. Because it is. You don't lose your life in years. You lose it in seconds. Every second that passes is a piece of your life you will never get back. Most people don't realize it until it's too late. They think they're waiting for the right time to start, to act, to chase their dreams, but what they're really doing is letting time slip through their fingers. You say you'll start tomorrow. You say you'll fix your habits next week. You say you'll go harder next month. But the truth is, every time you say later, you're silently saying never. Every second counts. That's not just a saying. It's the cold reality of life. You have no idea how many seconds you have left, yet you waste them like they're infinite. The richest man in the world and the poorest man on the street both have the same 24 hours. The only difference is how they use them. Successful people understand that every moment is a chance to move the needle forward. They don't treat time like it's disposable. They treat it like it's sacred. They squeeze value out of every single second, while most people throw theirs away like it means nothing. Think about it. How many hours have you lost scrolling, watching, waiting, or talking about things that don't matter? How many opportunities have passed you by because you were too tired or too distracted? The problem isn't that you don't have time. It's that you don't feel the weight of it. You don't feel how heavy a single second really is. If you did, you'd stop wasting them. You'd stop sleeping on your potential. You'd stop waiting for motivation and start creating it. You've been tricked into believing that time is gentle, that it moves slowly, that you have plenty of it left. But time is ruthless. Time doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't care that you're trying. It doesn't care about your feelings. The seconds are moving whether you're ready or not, and they're not coming back. Right now, as you listen to this, someone out there is using their seconds to train, to build, to grow, to win. And while you hesitate, they're getting further ahead. Every second you waste is a second they use to get stronger, richer, faster, smarter. You want success, you want freedom, you want power. Then treat every second like it matters, because it does. The man who values a single second will always defeat the one who wastes an hour. You've got to look at your time like a weapon. Sharp, powerful, and dangerous when used right. Every second can be used to learn a new skill, to strengthen your body, to sharpen your mind, to move closer to your goal. Or it can be wasted, left to die in the endless scroll of distraction and comfort. You need to feel the urgency. You need to wake up every day with the fire that says, I don't have time to waste. Because you don't. The clock is ticking while you're hesitating. The world is moving while you're thinking about moving. Success doesn't wait for you. Life doesn't pause for your uncertainty. Every second that passes is a test. Will you use it or will you lose it? The truth is, you're in a constant race against time, whether you realize it or not. Every day that passes, you either move forward or fall behind. There is no middle ground. The seconds you waste will never forgive you. They will never return. So when you wake up tomorrow, remember this. The world doesn't owe you another day, another chance, another moment. Every second you're alive is borrowed time. Use it. Respect it. Fight for it. Because the man who understands the value of a second becomes unstoppable. Each breath you take is proof that you still have a chance to change everything. But that chance is shrinking 1 second at a time. The question is, what will you do with the next one? Forget money for a moment. Forget cars, fame, and status. The real currency that separates winners from losers is time. Time is the only resource that once spent never returns. You can lose money and make it again. You can lose opportunities and find new ones. But the moment you lose time, it's gone forever, buried in the graveyard of wasted potential. The brutal truth is this. Most people trade their time for things that don't matter. They sell their hours cheap. They spend their days chasing distractions instead of dreams. And then they wonder why their life never changes. Time is the most valuable asset you'll ever own. But most people don't treat it that way. They throw it away like loose change, thinking they've got plenty more in their pocket. They say things like, I'll do it later, or I'll start when I'm ready. You won't, because later never comes. You think you're saving your energy, but you're wasting your currency, the most powerful one you have. You can't buy back a single second, no matter how rich or powerful you become. When your time runs out, it's over. Game done. And the cruel part, you never know when your clock stops. That's why every second must be treated like gold. Mined, refined, and invested with precision. You need to stop looking at time as something that just passes and start seeing it as something you spend. Because whether you realize it or not, you're spending it right now. The question is, are you investing it or wasting it? The successful man invests his time into things that multiply. Knowledge, health, skills, business, relationships that elevate him. The average man spends his time on entertainment, gossip, mindless scrolling, and comfort. The difference in their results isn't luck. It's simply how they use their time currency. You'll hear people say, I don't have time. That's a lie. Everyone has time. You're just giving it to the wrong things. You give it to fear, to doubt, to procrastination. You give it to comfort and call it rest. You give it to laziness and call it Balin. See, stop lying to yourself. You don't need more time. You need more focus. Days like generals preparing for war. Every hour has a mission. Every task has a target. They know time is a weapon, and in the hands of the disciplined, it's unstoppable. While others drift through life waiting for motivation, the disciplined move with precision. They don't wait for the perfect moment, they create it. Because when you respect your time, you stop being a victim of delay. You stop negotiating with laziness. You stop giving your energy to things that don't serve your goals. If you want to change your life, start by changing how you treat your time. Respect it the way you'd respect money, because time is money and more. The difference is you can always earn more money, but you can't earn more time. Once it's gone forever. Every wasted second is a debt you'll never repay. Think about that the next time you reach for your phone to scroll for just a minute. That minute becomes 10. 10 becomes an hour. And suddenly the day is gone. Not because you didn't have time, but because you didn't value it. The men who rise to the top don't have more time. They just treat theirs like gold. They cut out the noise. They eliminate the pointless. They protect their focus like their life depends on it, because it does. Time is life. Wasting time is slow suicide. You kill your future one distraction at a time, one excuse at a time, one wasted hour at a time. And by the time you realize it, it's too late. The days you thought didn't matter, those were the days that decided everything. You have to become ruthless with your time, ruthless with how you spend it, who you spend it with, and what you allow to consume it. Because every time you say yes to something meaningless, you're saying no to your goals. Winners understand this. They're not lazy. They're not lucky. They're disciplined. They respect the clock. They respect the grind. And that's why they win. Every second is a decision. Waste it or weaponize it. The man who respects his time commands his future. The man who wastes it becomes trapped in the same loop year after year, blaming everyone but himself. If you truly want to win, start now. Not tomorrow, not next week. Now. Because the difference between you and the man you wish you were isn't talent. It's how you treat your time. Respect it and it will reward you. Waste it and it will destroy you. Time alone doesn't make you powerful. Discipline does. Time is the raw material, but discipline is what shapes it into greatness. You can have all the hours in the world, but if you don't have the will to use them with precision, they'll slip through your fingers like sand. Discipline is the difference between dreaming about success and actually building it. It's what turns ordinary moments into extraordinary progress. Time gives you the opportunity. Discipline gives you the results. Every successful man you admire has one thing in common: ruthless control over how he spends his time. Most people fail, not because they lack time, but because they lack control. They wake up with good intentions, but they let emotions run the day. They say they'll start the gym tomorrow, work on their business when they feel ready, or fix their habits someday, but someday is an illusion. Discipline is the only force strong enough to destroy that illusion. Discipline means doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. It's the art of turning every second into progress, whether it feels good or not. The man who masters discipline doesn't need motivation. He becomes his own driving force. You see, motivation is weak. It comes and goes like the weather. One day you feel unstoppable, the next you feel lazy. That's why most people start strong and fade fast. They rely on emotion instead of discipline. But discipline doesn't care about feelings. Discipline is cold. It's consistent. It's the voice that says, get up, when your body says, sleep. It's what drags you through the pain, through the boredom, through the resistance that stops average people in their tracks. Time without discipline is just a countdown to regret. But time with discipline, that's a countdown to dominance. When you decide to live with discipline, every second becomes sharper. Every action becomes intentional. You stop wasting time wondering what to do next because your path is already mapped out. You wake up early, not because it's easy, but because it's necessary. You train your mind and body every single day because you understand that consistency builds power. Discipline turns your minutes into weapons. Every second becomes a strike toward your goals. While others drift through life waiting for the right time, you're creating it with your actions. Discipline transforms time from a passive flow into an active force. Think about it. A lazy man and a disciplined man both have 24 hours, but one spends it chasing comfort while the other spends it building legacy. The difference isn't luck, talent, or intelligence. It's how they use their time. The disciplined man respects every moment, even the boring ones, because he knows greatness isn't built in excitement. It's built in repetition. Every rep, every routine, every second of sacrifice is a brick in the foundation of success. Discipline also exposes your priorities. If you're disciplined, your time reflects your goals. You train when others rest. You study when others scroll. You grind when others make excuses. You understand that discipline isn't punishment. It's freedom. Freedom from weakness, freedom from distraction, freedom from regret. Because when you have discipline, you control your life. You decide where your time goes instead of letting the world decide for you. But here's the truth that separates the strong from the weak. Discipline hurts. It's uncomfortable. It demands sacrifice. That's why most people quit. They crave comfort more than progress. They want results without the grind, success without the struggle, time without discipline. But life doesn't work that way. Every second you avoid discomfort is a second you trade for mediocrity. The men who win aren't the ones who enjoy the pain. They're the ones who understand its purpose. They know discipline sharpens them. It carves out the weakness. It turns time into a weapon no one else can wield. You want power? Control your discipline. You want respect? Master your time. When you merge the two, you become unstoppable. Because once you understand that discipline turns every second into momentum, you stop wasting time waiting to feel ready. You act, you move, you execute. The world bends to those who control themselves. Every empire, every victory, every legacy was built on disciplined time. So don't just count the hours. Command them. Don't just wait for the right moment. Create it through discipline. Because once you learn to master yourself, you've already mastered time. The clock doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't pause for your pain, your doubts, or your fears. It keeps ticking. Cold, emotionless, unstoppable. That's what most people never understand. They think life will wait for them to get ready, to feel motivated, to heal, to figure things out. But time doesn't wait. The clock is ruthless. Every second you spend complaining, hesitating, or making excuses is a second gone forever. And while you're busy justifying why you haven't started yet, someone else is already out there doing the work, turning their minutes into progress, their hours into power. Excuses are the language of the weak. Every excuse you tell yourself is a brick in the wall between you and your potential. You say you don't have time, but you spend hours scrolling. You say you're tired, but you stay up watching people who are living the life you want. You say you're waiting for the right moment, but there is no right moment. There's only now. The clock doesn't care if you're ready or not. It keeps moving, and so show old you. Winners understand this. They don't negotiate with time. They don't argue with the clock. They move, they act, they execute. Because they know that hesitation is the silent killer of success. You have to understand, time is indifferent. It doesn't play favorites. It doesn't care if you're rich or poor, happy or broken, confident or lost. It keeps ticking. You can cry, you can rest, you can complain, but the world keeps moving forward without you. Every excuse you make might make you feel better for a moment, but it doesn't stop the seconds from slipping away. The only thing excuses do is steal your power. They make you feel justified in your failure. They trick you into believing you have control when in reality you're surrendering it. The people who win in life are not the ones who have the easiest circumstances. They're the ones who stop making excuses. They wake up when they don't feel like it. They work when they're tired. They push forward when things fall apart. Because they know the clock is not their friend. It's their test. Every tick is a challenge asking, what are you going to do right now? Weak men wait for motivation. Strong men act despite the lack of it. The difference is simple. Excuses are cheap. Effort is priceless. You need to stop lying to yourself. Stop saying you don't have time because you do. You're just not using it. You're giving it away to fear, laziness, and distraction. You're feeding the things that make you weak. If you want to change your life, you have to stop waiting for perfect conditions. There will never be a perfect time. The perfect time is the moment you decide to stop wasting the one thing you can't get back. Every second matters, even the ones you take for granted. The truth is harsh. The world doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't care that you're tired. It doesn't care that life is unfair. It rewards results, not reasons. You can tell yourself stories about why you can't succeed, or you can use that same time to take action and prove yourself wrong. You've been invested into your future. Every day you let slip by without control is a day that belongs to someone else. You say yes to things you don't care about. Spend time with people who drain your energy and fill your schedule with meaningless noise, and then wonder why you feel stuck. The truth is, you're not out of time, you're out of focus. Control isn't about having more hours. It's about owning the ones you have. When you decide that your time belongs only to you, everything changes. You stop chasing approval. You stop saying yes to things that don't serve you. You become intentional, strategic, unstoppable. Time is like a battlefield. You're constantly being attacked by distractions, notifications, entertainment, people, emotions, all fighting to steal your attention. Every moment you give away is ammunition lost. But the disciplined man, the focused man, understands that his time is his weapon. He guards it like his life depends on it, because it does. You can't become great while giving your time to everything and everyone. You must be selective, ruthless, cold if necessary. You have to protect your hours from thieves who disguise themselves as comfort, fun, or friendship. The world will take every second you let it. When you control your time, you take back your power. You become the one who decides when to work, when to rest, when to grow. You stop reacting to life and start creating it. That's what separates the powerful from the powerless. Intention. The powerful live by design. The powerless live by default. Most people wake up reacting to messages, reacting to news, reacting to problems. Winners wake up with purpose. Their time is planned before the day begins. Every minute has direction. That's why they seem unstoppable, because their time is aligned with their mission. But make no mistake, taking control of your time means you will lose people. You'll lose comfort. You'll lose the false peace of wasting days doing nothing. Because once you start owning your time, you'll realize how many people and habits were built on stealing it. You'll start saying no more often. You'll start walking away from useless conversations, fake friendships, meaningless distractions, and people will call you arrogant, selfish, or obsessed. Let them. They don't understand that protecting your time is protecting your future. They don't see that every second you defend is a step closer to freedom. The man who controls his time is dangerous because he can't be manipulated. He doesn't need validation. He doesn't seek permission. He knows exactly where his minutes go, and that's why he wins. He uses his mornings to grow, his afternoons to build, his nights to strategize. He wastes nothing because he understands that time is not just life, it's identity. How you use your time defines who you are. You say you want success, but your time says otherwise. You say you want freedom, but you hand it away every day. The truth is written in how you spend your hours. Every second is a transaction. You're trading it for something, a distraction, a goal, a relationship, a dream. The question isn't whether you're spending time, it's what you're spending it on. If you don't choose your priorities, the world will choose them for you. Your phone, your job, your friends, your fears, they'll all spend your time for you. And when you finally wake up, you'll realize your life was lived for everything except what truly mattered. Control your time now while you still have it. Because the one who owns his time owns his life, and the one who wastes it loses both. When this speech ends, the clock keeps ticking. Every second that passes is a chance or a loss. You decide. The weak will scroll away and forget this message. The strong will stand up, look at the time, and realize this is war. A war against laziness, against distraction, against the version of you that wastes time. So take your weapon, use it wisely, because your time, is the most powerful weapon you'll ever have.